Hey there, guys. Okay, so now hopefully you have taken the time and watched the video for your Challenger A and your Coach A. You've gone through, you've answered those questions, and you've gotten to know that a little bit more about what it was that, where were you before you started with your program? What were things that you struggled with in the past? What were things that, starting the program, starting Shakeology, or whatever that was, how that all helped you and how that all played a part in telling your story. You really need to think about yourself. So really, the biggest piece here when it comes to posting on social media and how to post, that's one thing that a lot of people struggle with. I struggle with that one a lot. I used to always sit there and go, well, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. What does adding value mean? What does adding value mean? So the starting point is answering. In the last video, we talked about your Island A Challenger and your Island B or your Island A Coach. Go through and answer those questions. You really want to dive into more about your story. Who are you? Where are you from? What is your background? What have you struggled with? What have there's so many different facets to our story and where we're from, right? So we really need to know more about those things. And the more, when I talk about your story, it's not that, hey, I'm from Sussex, I went to university, blah, blah, blah. Not that. I want your story. Like, what is it? For me, it's, I come from a small town. I went to one of the top universities in Canada. I, dropped out of university twice, went through abusive relationships, bankruptcy. I could go into each piece of that story is a piece of my story. I could go further into that. That's a post. Every time I talk about that, that could be a post. And every time I talk about those things, I can relate that back to coaching. So this all comes with practice. You're not going to know this right off the start from right when you start. And that's okay. Again, you have to understand that everything you do here is learning. You have to learn. It's like starting a new job, right? Like when you start a new job, when you go in to start the new job, you don't know where the bathroom is. You don't know how to use the printer. You don't know where your desk is. You're not really sure what your actual, the boss expects of you, right? You have to figure all that stuff out. And a lot of it, sometimes you learn as you go. You also have someone that you probably shadow for the first couple of days, right? Or the person that you're taking that position over from is shadowing you, teaching you some of the things that their job functions. That is your coach. So when you sign up and you join, that is your coach. They are your mentor. They're not your boss. They're your partner. You are your own business owner now. So it's your responsibility to learn all of these things. And your coach is your mentor that's there to help guide you and answer questions for you. Okay? So we're going to go over, so again, you're going to learn all this stuff as you go. The way I post now was not at all the way I posted when I first started. Not at all. No one ever told me about this Island A Challenger and Island A Coach and creating a marketing plan and your monthly calendar and weekly post. No one ever told me any of that stuff. I had to figure all this stuff out for myself. So you're way ahead of the ball game doing this stuff now, okay? Again, I will repeat myself a lot when I say this, okay? You have to set aside a designated time block to work this business. You have to go in a room, shut the door, block everybody else, tell your family to give you a half an hour, and you'll be back out. You've got to designate at least a minimum 30 minutes, okay? For your business activities. So if you go through your Win the Week tracker that's in your 90-day action plan, that Win the Week, your checklist, tells you exactly what you need to do in that 30 minutes of time. We will go through that specifically, what that is, okay? So what it looks like. But on a Sunday, okay, I want you to, on a Sunday, maybe Sunday morning, right? Having your coffee first thing Sunday morning, sit by yourself for a few minutes and create your weekly schedule of posts, okay? What that looks like this week. Your monthly calendar, you'll do once a month. So we're coming down to the end of October. I'm going to create my November schedule right now. So if you're one of my coaches, you're going to follow my November schedule, right? If you are not my coach and you signed up with one of the other awesome Wicked ladies on the team, you're going to ask them, hey, what's our monthly calendar look like? Create that monthly calendar. Your weekly posting schedule might be different than my weekly posting schedule, and that's okay. But kind of how our posting structure looks for the week will be the same, okay? But there's tons of flexibility for you to post what you want to post. I'm just going to show you how to lay out a skeleton example basically of what a weekly posting schedule could look like. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then you can do what you do, okay? So I'm going to flip this screen around and I'm going to show you this calendar. Again, keep this in mind. Always keep this in mind. You're not going to know this stuff right from the start. That's why we're doing it together right now. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it, okay? And the big thing about coaching, always keep this in mind. Coaching is very repetitive. Everything we do is a rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Meaning, everything I do this month, I'm going to do it again next month. I'm going to do it again the next month. So every time I sign somebody up, I sign someone up the same way. Every time. So the first time you do it, the first time you do any of this stuff, it's going to seem overwhelming. It's going to seem totally out of the blue and you're not going to know what you're going to do. But you're going to do the same thing every single month. So you're going to get better and better and better and better, right? The only way, I know a lot of people always say, but I'm a perfectionist and if I can't do it right, I can't do it right the first time, I don't want to do it. I'm too much of a perfectionist and it gets overwhelming. Well, guess what? The only way to actually be a perfectionist is if you keep practice so you get perfect at it, right? A pianist didn't sit down and start playing the piano from day one and was concert ready right from day one. They had to practice to become perfect. It's like riding your bike. You didn't just jump on your bike and learn how to ride it the first day. You had to practice till you got better at it. That's the same with coaching. It's the same with coaching. So don't overthink it. Plan. If you plan, it becomes so easy. If you get organized, it becomes so easy. If you block off a set of time to focus on your business, block it off, it becomes super easy. The last thing I want is for you to come to me and say, oh, but I feel like I'm working my business all day. And I'm going to say to you, have you blocked off a set amount of time to work your business? Because if you feel as though you're working your business all day, you're doing it wrong. I'm going to tell you that right now. I work in the morning. I spend all afternoon with my family doing whatever I want. And I might work an hour or so in the evening. Maybe, if I feel like it. The bulk of my time with my business is spent in the morning. That's it. And then I go on about my day. If you're doing your business building activities, that's all you got to do. Go on about your day. Okay? But the thing about this business is it gets so exciting that you want to do it. You want to work it. And it gets super exciting. The bulk of our business is spent talking to people, engaging with people, connecting with people, making friends. That's the bulk of our business. So if you're not talking to anybody, then you got to change that. And it's all going to start with your marketing calendar. So I'm going to move this camera and I'm going to flip this around so you can see my calendar. It might be a little awkward, but we're going to do this, okay? So let me try and flip this around. All right, here's my calendar. There's the marketing calendar. Okay. So the first things first, I always set out my month. So I always want to know what I'm doing. And the big thing here to know is we're at the end of the year. Like Christmas is coming. So this group that I'm going to start in November, my 30-day paid group, is the last group of the year. That's freaking crazy. So I'm going to start my last group on the year. And you can't really see everything. Shoot. This isn't really the best, is it? I hope you can see that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start my last group of the year on the 19th. So this is going to be my my paid challenge group. This is my paid challenge group. Okay. So the end of the year, there's a lot of parties. A lot of people might do like a themed group. I'm not sure if I would do a theme group. If I did do a theme group, I'm not sure what the name of it would be. I don't know. Gotta remember, see the U.S. Thanksgiving's right here, right? This is, this here I believe would be Black Friday. So if this is Black Friday, this weekend, up to the 25th, this weekend, I might do a Black Friday sale. Everybody loves Black Friday sales, right? So what I might do on this day, because it's a Black Friday sale, I might say do something like, you know, if anyone gets set up today with a full bundle, a full program, I'll give them $25 cash back or $30 cash back. And how I can do that is because when you sell a full challenge pack in Canada, you make about $50 in commissions. So basically I'm going to give $25 of that back. So I still make money and they get a deal, right? They feel as though they're getting a deal. Now, another thing I think of is this year was Halloween. Halloween was on the 31st. So you always know that people always have a bunch of Halloween candy. Everyone stuffs their face with Halloween candy and they feel gross after that. So I think what I might do, here is do a free group, do a sugar detox. I might do a free sugar detox here. A free 5-day sugar detox. To help everybody get back on track. The big thing I want to plan on, because this is November, listen, January is coming. Everything I do this month in November is going to affect me in January. This business has a 60 to 90 day delay on it. So everything you do today in October is not going to come back until January. Everything I do in November, I'm not going to see till January. Everything I do in December, I'm not going to see that come back to me till January, February. So I want to make sure that I focus all my time on talking to people and connecting to new people. That's key, new people, okay? So this 5-day sugar detox, if I do that here, then it's a great, when I finish here, it's a great segue into my paid group that's starting, okay? So, I always have my goals for the month too. So, like my goal for this month, my goals would be to have 5 new challengers. 5 new challengers and 5 new coaches. So that's everything. So everything that I do, all my posts are geared towards this is what I want to accomplish, okay? So if we look up here, now I'm going to go through let's just take 1 week, okay? It might be different each week. You might switch up your days every week, but I'm just going to show you how I would lay out my week. So I would be on Sunday. This is like really hard. I know it's really hard to see. I apologize. So on Sunday, like I said, Sunday morning, I would sit down with my coffee and I would think about my week. Now, in your 90-day action plan, there are action steps that's laid out for you, exactly what you should be doing every week, right? And the first thing is every single day, one post is going to be either about your workouts, about your meal plan, like maybe your breakfast, what you're having for breakfast, what you're having for lunch. Maybe you share your lunch and share the recipe. Maybe you talk about having your lunch and how you used to struggle with, you go back to your Island A, go into that list of your Island A challenger that you went through, and you talk about how you, really struggled with emotional eating, and since you've got on this meal plan, it's really helped you control that a little bit more. You started to recognize what your triggers are. Talking about that. So every day you're talking about something different, okay? Maybe it's talking about Shakeology and something that it's helped you with. Like maybe you used to really, like for myself, I used to get really, really low on energy at 3 o'clock, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd be falling asleep at my desk, like literally falling asleep at my desk, right? And I used to always go get a caffeine fix. And now that I find that I have a snack of my nutrient supplement in the afternoon, it really helps to give me that energy to get through the day without having a big sugar rush, right? Like that's where you got to go back to your Island A. This is where that's really going to come into play. That Island A, what you wrote out, the things that you've struggled with in the past, where have you come from? You want to really think about those things. And then you want to lay out your week. So I would do this starting on Sunday. I would do it for the whole week, right? I'm going to use this week here because these are, I just wrote in here, these are empty so you can see it, okay? So on Sunday, I would sit and I would plan out this week. So I'd plan out my posts. So maybe on Monday's always like a motivation Monday, right? So maybe I'll talk about my workout on Monday. And talking about my workout doesn't mean I post a workout pic and be like, oh, I got in my workout, yay for me. No, it's I talk about something I've struggled with in the past. Maybe I talk about my anxiety and how through working out I've really been able to keep it under control. Again, go back to your Island A Challenger list and connect the dots. You really connect something you've struggled with a picture of you working out or something, okay? That's how you connect those dots. On Tuesday, maybe I post my lunch. On Wednesday, again, maybe I post my workout, right? These can be at different times of the day as well. Like maybe I post my workout first thing in the morning here. I post my lunch at lunchtime, obviously. This workout here maybe is in the PM that I post it. You can switch up what time of day that you're doing these posts, okay? Thursday, I don't know, I can maybe post my workout again. And then on Friday, maybe I post something, maybe I post my supper this time, okay? And then on Saturday, depending on what you're doing on Saturday, if you work out or if Saturday's a workout for you, great. If it's a rest day, that's great too. Talk about your rest day. Talk about what you're doing that day, okay? So there's all of that. I've got that all in there. Oh, wait, one of these days, probably on Thursday, I'll talk about Shakeology. Okay? All right, so I got that all laid out. So that's one thing I'm going to do. Next thing I'm going to do, let's look on our little list here, what we have, what's next. Once a day you're going to share your workouts, your meals, share about something that you've struggled with before, right? Okay, so we've done that. Next, go live once a week on your Facebook or Instagram page and talk about whatever's on your heart. Okay, again, I'm reading this list off of your 90-day action plan, okay? So one day a week, you're going to go live either on your Facebook page or on Instagram, and you're going to talk about something. You could talk about anything. You could talk about a recipe. You could talk about your garden beds. You could talk about winter camping. You could talk about camping. You could talk about a renovation you're doing. You could talk about go live and talk about your workout. Show some of your workout. You could talk about your dogs. You could... anything. Maybe you found a really great, I don't know, cleaning supply. Maybe you found a really great, I don't know, anything. A really great gadget you just found. Go on and talk about it. Or maybe you've just got something you've been thinking about and thinking about and thinking about. Go live and talk about it. All right? The more you can go live and talk about something that's on your mind, something that you're struggling with, talk about it and share that, because I promise you, you will connect to so many people. People love to hear your voice. They love to see your emotion. They love to see your facial expressions when you're talking about things. That emotion is what you want, that emotional connection. So pick a day, any day that you want to go live. Doesn't matter. It does not have to be what I'm doing. You can pick whatever day you want, okay? So I'm going to pick this day here. I'm going to go live. I have no idea what I'll talk about. I'm just going to pick that day to go live. Done. Don't overthink it. Just put it in there. Just put it in the calendar. Okay, your next action step is post once a week about coaching. Okay? Now, when you go to craft your post about coaching, again, you want to go back to your Island A coach. That list of questions that I asked you, things that you've had in the past and stuff. You want to post once a week about coaching and then relate it to that, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're a brand new coach or you've been doing this for 6 years. It does not matter, okay? It doesn't matter if you haven't made a dime from this business or you've made thousands. It doesn't matter. You want to talk about something that you connect the dots, right? So I share a piece of my story a lot about being bankrupt and having to pawn my jewelry, and now finding this opportunity that's really helped me develop myself and learn the skills that I need to really, advance myself. I talk about how I got laid off unexpectedly from work, and thank God I had this opportunity to fall back on. How didn't realize, I knew I was lonely, but I didn't realize just how lonely I was because I didn't really have any girlfriends in my life until I found this opportunity, until I started going to events and having all these positive women around me and how great that was. What has it done for you? You got to think about that. What has it done? What do you hope it's going to do? Whatever that is, okay? Or it could be an objection. You've invited people to come join you and people keep giving you objections. Like maybe you struggled a lot with, what did you struggle with before you signed up to coaching? What was going through your mind? Did you not believe that you could do this? Did you not have, were you lacking the belief? Did you not have support? Like what was that you struggled with? Why didn't you sign up right away? Those are all things that you can be talking about when it comes to coaching. I'm going to talk about coaching on Thursdays. That's where I'm going to talk about coaching in an evening. Okay, so that's one. So that's a coaching post. Next one, tell a piece of your story once a week. So once a week, you want to tell a piece of your story. So the best days to do that is on Tuesdays. You can do a Transformation Tuesday picture. You could do a Throwback Thursday, or you could do a Flashback Friday, okay? You could show it like a Transformation Tuesday. Here's the thing about Transformation Tuesdays. It doesn't always have to be a before and after. It really doesn't. It could be a picture of you, maybe when you used to party a lot and how you look now, right? Maybe it's a picture of you from 5 years ago when you were really, really struggling with anxiety or depression and how you look now, right? Like, what is that? Tell a piece of your story. So I'm going to put a post here. I'm going to put my story. So that's a story post. So I'm going to put there. Okay? Next, these are all on your action steps in your 90-day action plan, okay? Post once a week about an upcoming paid challenge group, okay? So, we got a challenge group that's coming up here on the 19th, right? We got a challenge group that's coming up here. So I'm really going to start, you always want about 2 weeks of advertising for this, so I'm going to start back here talking about it because I have my detox going on, but I'm also going to talk about it this week, okay? Or this week here. So the best times to post about challenge groups could be Sunday nights or Monday nights. I'll probably post about it Monday night. I'll probably post about it again on Wednesday, and I'll probably post it again on Friday, just because it's starting on the 19th, right? And I want to make sure I posted about it. So I'm probably going to do a challenge group post here. Probably going to do now. The thing is, not all challenge group posts have to be a big long post. It could be something that I might add on to the end of my workout post that says, hey, have you, if I talked about meal, or my lunch here, if I talk about meal planning and stuff like that, and be like, is this something that you struggle with? I have another group coming up on the 19th, whatever that is. So I'll do an actual challenge group post here, like an actual laid out challenge group post, and then this workout post here, I'm going to talk about my challenge group that's coming up. And this workout post here on Saturday, I'm going to talk about my challenge group post that's coming up. I'm going to make sure I do all of that. So that's 3 times that week I'll talk about it. Again, you got to remember, when you're posting, you want to focus on what's going on that week. So if my focus this week is to fill up my challenge group, so again, my challenge group starts on the 19th. So my focus this week is going to be nothing but signing up challengers. I want to sign up challengers for my challenge group. So all my posts are going to be geared towards challenge groups, something that I struggle about in my workout, how this workout's helping me, food, how I've struggled with food, how my food's working out for me, talking about how I used to try and do this all on my own, and now that I have a supportive group, this is what I've got now. Like, everything is posting about something I've struggled with before and how being in a challenge group has helped me through that. Doing these workouts has helped me through that, okay? So that's what I'm gearing all these posts towards. Now, the next one is commit to being the best challenger in your group and show up to your team base for your training. Okay, so those are your action steps. So we just created this posting schedule, okay? So look, I've got 2 posts this day, I've got 2 posts here, I've got 2 posts here, I've got 2 posts on Thursday, I've got 1 post on Friday and a post on Saturday. That's it. That's your weekly posting schedule done, right? Another thing you can do if you want to, you could do something fun on Friday. You could do a fun meme on Friday, right? Something funny to get engagement from people, right? But that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. This whole week, there's a couple of posts every day. That's it. Including your own life everyday posts, and then your paid challenge group that's coming up. So this is what it is. So this last week of, I've got October's here, right? We're right here. We're up here. So I've got my challenge group that's starting on the 22nd. Once this challenge group kicks off, my goal is right here on this sneak peek. That's my goal, my coaching sneak peek. So everything this week, starting next week, every post I do next week is going to be geared towards my coach sneak peek. Geared towards signing up coaches into my coach sneak peek, right? So same thing here, the end of this month, these last 3 days will be a coach sneak peek. Hey, Alicia. Okay, so again, when I'm at the beginning of the month, everything I'm talking about is my sugar detox and my challenge group. The 31st, this is Halloween right here, right? This is Halloween. So I'm not going to start talking about my detox until the 1st. I'm going to talk about my sugar detox here. I'm going to talk about my sugar detox here. And that we're kicking off here. So I want to make sure these 3 days I give people time to get into my group and I start here, okay? So I'm going to start talking about it. I might even talk about it a couple of days before Halloween just to plant the seed that I'm going to be starting something, okay? And then the same thing goes. So then I'm going to start talking about all my challenge group because that's what I want. And as soon as this challenge group kicks off on the 19th, the rest of this month is going to be focused on nothing but coach posts, to have people join me in my coach sneak peek and learn more about coaching and asking my challengers about joining as a coach, things like that, okay? Again, rinse and repeat. Once you get these down, once you start getting these, your weekly schedule down, everything I've got here are pretty much going to be the same thing I'm going to have this week, except I'm just going to switch around the times that I do them. Like I might not go live on Wednesday, maybe the following week I go live on Tuesday. Maybe I don't tell my story on Tuesday. Maybe I tell my story on Thursday. Maybe I'm going to probably talk about coaching over here on Monday, right? And then every couple of days I'm going to talk about coaching leading up to my sneak peek. Like, again, rinse and repeat. Once you get your weekly posting schedule laid out, you're pretty much going to have yourself an idea of what you should be posting every week. This took us, I'm explaining it to you, but this literally can take you 5 minutes to plan out, and then you have what you need to do for the week. You just take a picture, post something with it, okay? If you want to, you can even spend some time on Sunday and think about something you want to talk about and just jot down some general ideas of something that you want to talk about, right? One of the best tips, I'll switch this around now. One of the best tips I ever got when I first started this was I had a coach tell me once, take pictures of everything. Like I've got, I don't know how many pictures on my phone. I've got like 8,000 pictures or something on my phone. I don't know. Take pictures of everything. It doesn't have to be you working out. It could be the trees outside. It could be you walking to work, or your weights, or it could be anything. I could take a picture of this wall and create a post to go with it. Like, take pictures. Something you see that's pretty, take a picture of it. That could be a post later on. So when you're struggling to think of, oh my God, I don't know what to post, you can go back and pull that picture up and create a post. Tell a story with that post. Don't just post a pretty picture and be like, oh, look at the pretty flowers. It's a waste of a picture. Tell a little story. Tell a little story about it. Tell something. Tell something about the story. Your story in the post doesn't necessarily have to go with the picture. The picture is just a scroll stopper. Your picture is just a scroll stopper. You want people, you know how people are always scrolling the news feed and Facebook and Instagram, they're scrolling the news feed. You want your pictures to be pretty so that it stops people. They look at the picture and then they look at whatever you've written at the top, right? That's what you're thinking about when you have your pictures, right? Okay? So again, the first few times you do this, it's going to be new. That's okay. I didn't know any of this when I started, so you are way ahead of me. Way ahead of me. I didn't know any of this stuff when I started. None. But once you get in the habit of just planning out your week, it takes so much pressure off you. And you don't got to think about it during the week. All you do is show up on Tuesday. Hey, look, on Tuesday, I know I'm posting about my lunch today, and I know I'm going to make a post about a piece of my story today. That's it. Done. Go on about my day. Now, if I want to post 20 more times about my dogs and, it's snowing out or things like that, I can do that too. But I know 2 posts on Tuesday will definitely be something related to my coaching business so that I can use that to connect with people. That's it. So that's my week planned out. Now your week's planned out. That's it. Now all you got to do is spend 30 minutes each day doing your business building activities. And again, that is all laid out in your 90-day action plan. Okay? So we've now got your calendar done out. You should have your Island A Challenger, your Island A Coach. Go through and answer all those questions. Now you have your weekly marketing and your monthly marketing calendar. Again, make sure you connect with your coach about the monthly calendar so that you're following the same thing that they're doing. You're inviting to their groups, because for your first 90 days, you are shadowing your coach. So when they start a group, you're going to be in the same group. You're going to be being an apprentice in their groups. Okay, so you can learn what they're doing. Again, everything we do here is not new. We're not reinventing the wheel. None of it. All the posts you see us post in our challenge groups, that stuff's all given to us. It's all given to us, okay? So we're not reinventing anything. You don't got to create anything from scratch here, all right? This is really, really a plug and play. The only thing I can't recreate are my posts and what you want to say in your post and share your story, because your story is different than my story, okay? So I can just show you how I plan it out, all right? Then it's up to you to go do it. Again, action, action, action. You can think about this as much as you want. You can make a pretty little calendar as much as you want, all color coordinated in that. But if you're not posting, you got nothing, okay? You've got to take action on it. You can't just write it down and then forget about it. You've got to take action, okay? If you ever have questions, if you need help with your marketing calendar or your weekly schedule or any of that stuff, make sure you're reaching out to your coach, okay? Ask questions. The more you ask, the better it is, okay? Again, we're partners here. And the only way, again, it's a partnership. The only way I do well is if you do well. The only way you do well is if I'm helping you, right? We're all doing well with each other. We're all helping each other, okay? So that's your marketing calendar. So again, take a little time. Once you do this a couple of times, it's really going to start being super, super quick, okay? Don't overthink it. That's the biggest thing here. Don't overthink it. We always make things way too complicated for ourselves by overthinking it. The more time you spend up here, stops you in your tracks. You got to just do it. Go and do. Just do. Action, action, action. Okay? All right. So That's your marketing calendar. Start working on it. See ya.